Welcome to Mythtastic. In today's video, we'll be discussing 10 myths regarding cats. These animals are perfect pets for some people, while others despise them because they say they aren't as loving towards humans like dogs are. Regardless of how some people might feel about them, they are a common animal companion for many to have, and lots are said about them. And whether it's myth or fact is what we'll go over in today's video. Before we start, hit the subscribe button to see more content like this in the future, and hit the bell icon to get notifications for when we post new videos. Also, leave a like if you enjoy the video. Now, let's get started. Myth number 1, cats always land on their feet. You may have heard from a friend or seen a TV show where someone claims that cats always land on their feet, so heights are something that don't affect them. It's not stupid to think this, since cats have insanely good reflexes, and not to mention, a cat's body is built to give them extremely great balance. With all of these facts, it makes a cat falling on anything besides their feet difficult. But not impossible, as how high up a cat is can affect how they land. A study in 1985 by the Journal of the American Veterinary Medical Association recorded 132 cats falling from high distances and found the average height they jumped was about 5.5 stories, which is 82.5 feet. 25 of the 132 cats died from the issue due to falling, 8 dying on impact, but surprisingly, the rest lived from their falls. Unfortunately for the 25 cats, their height interfered with them landing on their feet and they died, which sadly shows that cats don't always land on their feet. Myth number 2, cats can see in complete darkness. If you have a cat in your house, it might seem weird how they are able to move around at ease during the night even though all the lights are off. This is because cats only need 1/6 the amount of light that people do to see, so they can see fine when there is scarce lighting, while we would struggle. A cat's pupils also help them a large amount when it comes to their sight in the dark, since they adjust according to the amount of light in the area. So a cat's pupils can adjust in dim lighting to help them see better. Even though a cat doesn't need as much light as you do to see, it doesn't mean that they are capable of seeing in pitch darkness, as their eyes still require light for them to make out what's in front of them. Myth number 3, all cats hate water. One of the most common things people think about cats is that they hate water. There's plenty of videos on the internet that shows cats freaking out once water touches them, so it would be safe to assume that they aren't too fond of water. Cats clean themselves so they have no reason to be given baths, which makes them more likely to hate water, as well since they aren't used to it. But not every cat hates water. If they are introduced to water at a young age, they are less likely to hate it versus if they were just to be thrown in a bath after going years without going in water. A cat can love water if they have good experience with it, but the majority of cats never grow up to experience getting wet, so most of them hate it. Myth number 4, milk is good for a cat. Many cat owners think that milk is a healthy thing to put in their pet's diet. After all, milk is good for us, so why wouldn't it also be good for cats? But this isn't a good idea, as milk can actually make a cat sick. Cats become lactose intolerant once they stop feeding off their mom and get older. So dairy products like milk can upset their stomach and cause them to get diarrhea. If you want to give your cat milk, then feed them some that is lactose-free, or milk that is made to not upset a cat's stomach. Feeding them milk isn't the end of the world, as long as it's not a regular thing. Just be prepared to clean up their mess if they get sick. Myth number 5, black cats are bad luck. The idea of black cats being a symbol of bad luck isn't a new idea, as it goes as far back as the 1600s, when pilgrims who came to settle on the land began to accuse people of witchcraft and even accused black cats of being friends with them, or even witches that are shapeshifted. To this day, black cats are sometimes seen as bad luck, especially around Halloween season, but superstitions are not real. A cat obviously doesn't bring you bad luck just because of the color of their fur and shouldn't be treated as such. They are just like any ordinary cat. Myth number 6, cats aren't loving pets to have. The main criticism about cats that many people have is that they aren't as friendly as dogs, and that a cat likes to be independent instead of showing their owners affection. Some of this isn't true depending on the cat that you have. Just like humans, cats have their own personalities too, so they can either be affectionate or distant depending on their feelings. Majority of cats do tend to prefer being independent from their owners, but this doesn't mean that they can't be affectionate on occasions. If you want your cat to be close to you, it's best to form a bond with them when they're kittens so they have a sense of familiarity around you and can be comfortable in their environment. Myth number 7. Being happy is what makes a cat purr. If you have a cat, you've most likely heard them purr when you're petting them, or they are cuddling with you. It's a reaction they give when they are happy, but this isn't the only reason that a cat might purr. A cat might purr because they are relaxed, or because they could be feeling nervous. A cat may also purr because of a feeling of relief. They even purr so they tell their owner they are hungry. So the reasons vary, and it can sometimes be difficult to tell which emotion their purring displays. Cats use purring as a form of communication. It may mean they are happy, but it's not the only time they use purring to show emotion. Myth number 8. Cats and dogs hate each other. It's not uncommon for a dog to bark at a wandering cat, or even to chase one if given the opportunity. It's no secret that the two animals don't get along, but do they actually automatically hate one another? Well, if a cat and dog are introduced to one another for the first time, it's most likely they won't get along unless they share similar personalities. A cat might get along with a dog if they are together when they are at a young age, so they grow a familiarity with each other and develop into adulthood. The two animals might naturally not get along, but it doesn't mean they can't grow a friendship between each other. Myth number 9. Cats don't get along with each other. Cats can sometimes feel like a handful to handle for their owners, whether they make a mess of the house or bring dead animals to their feet. But how do cats feel when they interact with each other? Do they get along? Many think that cats can't get along with one another since they generally like to be independent. But they actually can form friendships if they are familiar with one another. As long as two cats know each other and aren't competing for something, they should get along fine. Myth number 10. Cats have 9 lives. It's a common saying that's been used for a while, and it's obvious cats aren't like Mario and have multiple lives that they can use. Many question where this saying might come from. While there is some confusion of the origins behind this myth, many people's answers point towards ancient Egypt, where cats were worshipped and even thought to be gods. Observers say that the 9 lives idea points to the sun god known as Ra, who was believed to be the creator of 8 other gods, which Egyptians worshipped. People in ancient Egypt believed that Ra took the form of a cat, and that a cat having 9 lives was a symbol of the 9 gods, which included Ra. Thanks for watching! If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, and if you want to see more content like this, subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon to get notifications every time we upload a video. If you have any video ideas you would like to see, leave them in the comments below, and your idea might be our next video.